What's up, everyone? Mr. NoobTube Gamer. Today we're playing Call of Duty Ghosts in the year 2021. I can't believe that it's actually been 8 years since this game came out, way back in 2013. I was a sophomore in high school when this game dropped, and now I am a college graduate. It's crazy how time just flies like that. I can't believe that fact. But yeah, it's actually been 8 years, almost a decade since Call of Duty Ghosts first dropped. And of course, now we're in the new generation of consoles, the PS5 and the Series X. But Call of Duty Ghosts was the first Call of Duty experience on the current gen consoles, or whatever you want to call them now. I guess the PS5 is current gen now, but the 8th generation consoles, the PS4 and Xbox One. This was the first Call of Duty to be released on those consoles. And it was the first game that I ever played on those consoles. I remember I got the PS4 at launch, and this was pretty much the only game that I was able to play, and Battlefield 4 also. It was Call of Duty Ghosts, Battlefield 4. Those were like the only games I had on my PS4 for like a year, because there were just no games. And anyone who's an early adopter of consoles knows exactly what I'm talking about. If you have a PS5 or a Series X right now, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. There's just no games. There's no new games. It takes a while for a console to actually get going and to actually get a lot of content, because I guess there's not a lot of money to be made when most people do not have the new consoles yet. So yeah, it usually takes like 1 or 2 years before a console actually has a good library of games. And on the PS4, it took a while. I remember the first year of me having a PS4, I still spent most of my time on the PS3. And the thing about Ghost is that it was released on so many different platforms. You had Call of Duty Ghosts on the PS4, the Xbox One, the PS3, the 360, PC, and Wii U. And I remember last night I was trying to play this game, and there were about 290 players online at like 6 o'clock in the evening, peak hours. The game is almost dead. Not completely dead, but very close. I imagine that, you will have a better time depending on which platform you own. So the PS4, there are probably a few more players online over there, because the PS4 has more people that have it compared to the Xbox One. And from what I understand, the PS3 and 360 actually have the most players, because back then in 2013, most people did not have the new hardware, and they were sticking with their PS3 and 360. So the old consoles, that's actually where the players still are in 2021, because that's how they played it back then. It's completely dead on PC, completely dead on Wii U. So, I mean, the thing is, when we're talking about whether or not Ghost is worth playing in 2021, whether a game is still alive in 2021, it really depends on what platform you have. On the Xbox One, it's not really good, but on the old gen consoles, you actually have a lot more players, and even on the PS4, you have a few more players. So it really depends on what you have. I would say, right off the bat, on PC and Wii U, just don't bother trying to play this game. It's almost completely dead on those two platforms. And we're getting there on the Xbox One. I've noticed fewer and fewer players each year. I remember when I made my 2020 video, you had about 400, 500 players. Now we're down to below 300. So yeah, the players just keep dropping and dropping. And part of the reason why is because of the time that it was released. You didn't have crossplay back then, so it's not like everyone could just play together. And you also have the season pass, where the people are divided even more. And I actually own the season pass, but I had to uninstall it because I just could not find a match. So I was stuck trying to play on the base maps, and those base maps are fucking awful. The map that you're seeing right now, Stonehaven, is fucking garbage, because, I mean, most of the gameplay you will see, most of my gameplay is just me running around the entire map, running around in circles, trying to find at least one enemy, someone to shoot, someone to kill. Oh my god, it just drags on and on and on, and it doesn't really have a lot of flow to it. It can get really irritating. So yeah, that's the thing that I also feel about Ghost in 2021, is that the maps aren't really good, and the season pass really added a lot of content to the game. It really made the game a lot better. Anyone who played the DLC maps knows exactly what I'm talking about. The maps, they're some of the best maps I've ever seen in the entire Call of Duty series. Definitely the best DLC we ever had, which is a shame, because in order to actually enjoy the game, to its fullest potential, you had to put another $50 down with the season pass. And most people who have Ghost do not have the season pass, so that's obviously a problem. Because there's two completely different experiences with COD Ghost. There's the full experience with the season pass, with the DLC, where there's just so much map variety, the map design is fantastic, and then you go over to the base game, where most of the maps are total shit. Stonehaven is one of them. There's another map, Stormfront, that really rainy map, that it's also just way too fucking big, and it caters way too much to campers and bad players, like Stonehaven does. And there's so many maps. I can only think of like 2 or 3 good maps in Call of Duty Ghost. That would be Strike Zone, Freight, and Tremor. I think, again, Octane is also okay, but that map is also kind of big. So, yeah, I mean, most of the maps in this game are just they're just not good. They're shit. But compared to Modern Warfare, when you talk about Piccadilly and Euphrates Bridge, I guess the maps in Ghost are not too bad. So I guess it really depends on perspective, but from my perspective, I do not enjoy the maps at all. If you're a Call of Duty player that likes to run and gun, that likes to rush, you like that fast-paced action, you will not find it in Call of Duty Ghost, especially with the DLC lobbies being almost completely dead at this point. So yeah, that's something that I have to bring up when we're talking about Ghost in 2021, because you guys see this gameplay, it's not very good. It's kind of rough watching this gameplay, I'm sure, for a lot of you people. Well, I did it on purpose. I didn't want to show a boring gameplay like this, but I have to illustrate what the game is actually like, because that's what the point of this video is. What is the experience like for COD Ghost in 2021? And the answer is, it's really slow. It's not very fun, especially when you don't have the new maps. You don't have the DLC maps. So, yeah, it's a really tough thing to recommend to you guys, especially with the player base, even without the DLC, not being very strong. I remember I spent a good amount of time trying to find a lobby, and I imagine if you live in different regions of the world, that's the other thing. I mean, you have less than 300 players, but you also have that split between North America, Europe, Asia, Australia, and every other part of the world. I imagine if you live in Asia, if you live in Australia, good luck finding a game of this shit, because it's practically dead in 2021. And it really is a shame, because Call of Duty Ghost had so much potential. The gunplay was solid, the hit detection was great, the weapon variety was also really cool. I like a lot of the changes that we've seen that they brought with Call of Duty Ghost, where instead of leveling up your weapons and unlocking weapons at a certain level, you had squad points where you can pretty much unlock any weapon you want. So it wasn't unfair to new players, to people who weren't max level. You could just get whatever weapon you feel like, but the progression is still there, but you can get whatever weapon you want when you want it, which I thought was a nice change of pace. And also, oh my god, the creative class system is the greatest creative class system I've ever seen in the entire COD series. So there were a lot of good things that we had with Ghost. I know a lot of people didn't really care much for the streaks. They thought the streaks were kind of shit, especially compared to other Infinity Ward Call of Duty games like Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. But honestly, I thought the streaks were kind of fun. I like the IMS because it's just so fucking overpowered. But I mean, the IMS is kind of caters a lot to campers, but it is what it is. But the attack chopper, the Hind, and the attack helo, I mean, those streaks are fucking awesome. But I didn't get to use those. I mean, I got the attack chopper at the end, the battle hind, as they call it in Ghost, but the gameplay was just so slow that by the time I got on a long streak, the game was practically over. So just know that if you are trying to play COD Ghost in 2021, it really is a mixed bag. I mean, you don't have to worry about cheaters and hackers and a lot of the bullshit you have to worry about in other older COD games, but COD Ghost is definitely really rough around the edges in 2021. I mean, I can imagine, though, if you love Modern Warfare and you like the shitty maps in that game, you might like the maps in Call of Duty Ghost. But me, personally, I fucking hate them. I think Black Ops 2 did map design a lot better than Infinity Ward did with Ghost. So, yeah, it's tough. I don't think I would put anything more than $10 into this game, though. If you haven't played it before, $10 is the maximum that I would recommend spending on this game. Because, I mean, the single-player campaign is solid. Extinction mode, I mean, it's okay. It's passable, but it's not fantastic. and the multiplayer is, it's kind of dead. I mean, you still have some players online. It's not completely dead, but it's close. I mean, every year there are less and less players online. It gets tougher and tougher each year to have a good time in this game. So yeah, I mean, it's up to you if you want to put up with all that bullshit, if you want to put up with the giant maps, if you want to put up with the camping and all that bullshit that we have in Call of Duty Ghosts in 2021. But unless you care so much about completing your COD collection, if you want to complete your COD collection with Ghosts, if you never played it before and you just want to have all the Call of Duty games, by all means, be my guest. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's, the years have not been kind to this game. That's what I have to say to finish this video off. So let me know in the comments down below if you still play Ghosts in 2021, if you still have a good time playing it, and what your overall thoughts are on Call of Duty Ghosts. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.